I'm talking relationships worth more than money. No time for the fake or the phony. Treasy jump the gym, it's so evident. Link up with the gang. I'm talking relationships.
Yeah, we back. Happy New Year. First and foremost, man, thank everybody that's been rocking with me and Relationships Worth More Than Money podcast from 2023 when I first started it to 2024 and now 25. Deuce Nick. But yeah, man, this one was heavy on my heart, but I felt like I needed to express this because I know that's another military member, service member that's out there, Marines, Navy, Air Force, Army, and I know they might have went through this, but I know also a civilian might have experienced these same things. So I just want to start off the bat. I was raised off love, okay? Johnny Cecil Kennedy, Willie Esther Kennedy, my grandparents on my dad's side, Betty Sue Jordan, Clyde Jordan on my mom's side, was always raised off love. God first and family. Everything else, that's whatever comes with it when you build your own family and things of that nature. If you got hobbies, jobs, whatever that you love, but them two, God and family, was always prevalent and key to our family. But I hung more with my dad's side of the family, and I learned a lot from my grandma, grandfather, and my aunts and uncles. But I just want to start this off now by saying I was raised off love. Okay. I that's how I know how to handle things. But I'm just gonna get you the rundown on how everything started with me, on why I'm starting this, so you can get the story from day one of me in high school. 2002 to 2003, I was a senior at Osborne High School, 7 Mile East Side. If you know, you know. But my goal was to go play baseball at Norfolk State. I didn't get the chance to go to black college tours like my brother did. I don't know for what reason. I don't know. I didn't get to do a lot of things as the second child, second baby, the boy, and from my mom. My grades were great. My grades were outstanding until the last report card before I graduated. I was just caught senioritis real quick. But in that time, around 2003, I took the ASVAB, and an Army dude just kept hassling me, and I ain't really like how he was bothering me. And much respect to the Army. I love all the military branches. So let's start there. But it was something about the Army guy that just didn't sit well with me, and rest in peace to him because he ended up passing away. It's crazy. He was actually the guy that got into it with Proof from D12, if I'm not mistaken, and he passed away off on 8 Mile. But that's further. That's neither here nor there. Rest in peace to him. But I was in one of I think it was my co-op class. Was it co-op, I think? Because I had a 1-4 my senior year. And my teacher, it was a knock at the door. And I couldn't really see because, our doors had the little slit glasses on the side of each door. So I couldn't really tell who it was. But a guy asked to speak to me. Can I speak to Antoine Kennedy? And my teacher was like, yeah, go right ahead. So I stepped outside. It's a Marine, Staff Sergeant Robinson. Never forget him. Shout out to Staff Sergeant Robinson. I'm pretty sure he retired as a gunny or something higher. But for sure, Staff Sergeant Robinson was one of the coolest Marines I ever met. And he kept it cut and dry with me from day one. So he was like, "Hey, yo, what's up, Antoine, man? I know you're the captain on the baseball team. I know you want to go to Norfolk State, but if nothing works out for you, we would like to have you here at the Marine Corps, in the Marine Corps." And I was just like, "Man, y'all the dudes that be fighting the dragons?" He like, "Man, that's just a commercial." He like, "But we do get it in, but it ain't no dragons." He was like, "And it also depends on your job, your MOS." And I was like, "Oh, okay." I was like, "Man, I'll take some thought into it. You know, let me go back and talk to my mom," because I was always one of the kids that I always tried to bring stuff up to my parents. And previously, around 2001, 2002, my dad always said, "You either enroll or enlist." And I'm like, at the time, I don't understand. Like, what do you mean, enroll or enlist? I can't do both in college. I can't enroll in college and enlist in college. What do you mean? I never asked him that, but it didn't make sense to me until when a Marine recruiter came. So I'm like, oh, that's what he was talking about. You know, your brain, people always say male brains mature slower than women brains, but yeah, I didn't catch on to that. So after I spoke with Staff Sergeant Robinson, I came home, talked to my mom, like, "Mom, I think I want to look into the Marines." And she was looking at me like, "Boy, no the F you ain't." Like, you can start cussing me out and stuff. "You ain't finna fight no white man's war." And I'm like, "Whoa, when did race get into this? Like, I don't see no color. Like, what are you talking about?" But mind you, her father, my grandfather, Clyde Jordan, um, was in the Navy and the Air Force. And all his kids were born wherever he was stationed at in Texas, Austin, San Antonio, you know what I'm saying? Some of my aunts is from Texas, some of my aunts from Florida. Like, wherever he was stationed at, and he's from Pensacola, and my grandmother is from Pensacola, Baker area. And it didn't make sense to me. And my grandfather on my father's side was a World War II veteran. So I was kind of lost in the sauce. So I'm like, why I was getting cussed out. So I just go in my room, do whatever I do when I don't know, carried on the rest of my day of, after speaking to my mom, and she wasn't accepting of it. But in the back of my mind, I was like, yo, I'm joining. So I started recruiting my homies. You can ask anybody. You can ask Chris Love, he in the Air Force right now. You can ask Marcus Jackson. You can ask Pierre. You can ask Ruel. You can ask Marcus Winfield. You can ask Justin Golfin. You can ask Justin Jackson. All the homies, for real. I was really, Miguel, I was trying to recruit all of us from the hood, from the 8. Like, we was from the 8. So, you know what I'm saying? They like, nah, bro. Keith High, rest in peace to Keith High. I was trying to recruit them. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, bro, let's go. Like, this joint gonna be dope if we all go. But few considered. I ain't gonna lie. C Love definitely considered, but him and Mark Jack, they were gonna do the police force. And they ended up doing that. And then I think something happened. And C Love ended up going to the Air Force, and Mark Jack ended up still fighting through and getting into becoming a police officer. But for me, Marcus Winfield, bro, best friend, and Justin Golfin, we all was like, yo, let's do it. So, Staff Sergeant Robinson came. I brought Staff Sergeant Robinson to introduce him to Justin and his mom. She was on board. Took him over to Marcus' mom and dad house. They were on board. So I'm like, boom, I got my 2 people. I can get promoted. If you know, you know. You get 2 people in with you, you become a private first class, PFC, instead of a private out the gate. So you're getting paid a little bit more, you know what I'm saying, out the gate versus being a private. So you got a little extra promotion. So I'm already thinking fast on, like, people who to get. And it was just like, I just wanted to get my homies out the hood because I knew, me personally, like, the way it was going, I ain't see us making it out. So both of them was on board. My mom still wasn't on board. So I told Staff Sergeant Robinson, hey man, when I turn 18, I'm coming to sign them papers. So I kept my word. I just had my senior summer, partied, had fun. And soon as September 19th came, 2003, I signed them papers. And I'm hyped. I'm ready. I'm like, hey, got my date. I'm leaving January. We all leaving January 6th, I believe. It was January 5th, January 6th, 2004. Bet. I'm ready. You know what I'm saying? We was just prepping in the poolie function, in the pool, man. Just, meeting new people that was joining with us from the recruiting station on 9 Mile. It's not even there no more, right by East Detroit. If you know, you know. But yeah, I'm prepping. In my mind, I already know I'm going to the Marines. Ain't nothing nobody can tell me. So yeah, we ready to go. January come. Oh, I come back from taking the signing my papers and stuff. And I tell my mom, like, Mom, I'm joining the Marines. I leave January 2004. She like, no, you not. You ain't joining nothing. I'm like, I already signed the papers. She like, what? Go to your room. You on punishment. I'm like, yo, punishment? I'm 18. What are you talking about? She like, you live in my house. You on punishment. So I called my brother up. I said, yo, bro, come get me, man. S. Tripping. That's what we call her mom. Right? He picked me up. I swindled my way out of being on punishment because I just stayed with him. Mind you, my whole 2003 year, I was pretty much on my own when it came to like everything. Outside of like pictures, senior pictures my mom paid for, I was on my own, like fixing my food and stuff like that. Working. And so when I graduated, my mom, I got a job. She started charging me rent. And I'm just like, man, this is crazy. I should have left now. What is going on? Like, why am I getting charged rent? And every time, I got paid, I had to pay her a portion of it. So I didn't like it. And so, I just couldn't wait till the day January 2004 came. After January came, I left. Went to the Marine Corps. Mind you, I got all my notes right here, so I'm just going over it. So I don't want y'all thinking I'm just looking over it. What is he looking at over here? Got my iPad over here. But yeah, so January 2004, boom. I'm on a plane, never flew a plane. I'm going to Parris Island, South Carolina, becoming a Marine. Drill instructor get on the bus, started yelling at us. 3 months with 100 other individuals who became brothers. And the sad part was I was supposed to be a con wireman, and I was already ready to go for January 6th. So me and Marcus was wiremen, and Justin, I believe, was a combat engineer. Our paperwork got messed up for the wireman. So I said, yo, Staff Sergeant, what I got to do to still keep my date? Because I ain't trying to get pushed back. Pause. Ain't trying to get pushed back on the date. He was like, man, the only way you can do that is if you go open contract. So I said, what's that? He's like, man, you like a free agent to the Marine Corps, and wherever they see fit, they see you better at, they gonna put you into that job. So you can be any other 300 and something jobs in the Marine Corps. I said, cool, bet. Let me do that. He like, all right, sign here. signed there. I ended up leaving. Me and Justin ended up leaving. Marcus left a week later. So now we're not on the buddy system like we was supposed to be. And I didn't get my PFC because Justin had signed up before I did. So I only had a half promotion like certificate that they gave me, which didn't mean nothing because I didn't become a PFC until 6 months later. So we get to boot camp, me and Justin, boom. Me and Justin thugging it out. Swim call, first month, learning how to march, learning drill. Second month, we get to the rifle range. Rifle range come. We we actually training with women now. So now we like, dang. These women damn, that's what they look like. Of course, our drill instructors is putting all the negative stuff in our head, like they're nasty, they don't wash up, da-da-da-da-da. And I'm sure the drill instructors do the same thing. But my boy Justin tried to be slick in the chow hall one day, and I don't know, I guess because we was on the range and we was pulling pits and stuff like that with the female Marines. He decided to try to one up and drop his number, not even his number, drop his boot camp address on a napkin when we was leaving out the chow hall and the women were coming in. And the female drill instructor seeing he dropped some trash, and you know how drill instructors are about cleanliness. She picked it up like, hey, recruit, you dropped your trash. And when she picked it up, it like opened. She said, oh, this what we doing? Man, my boy Justin got smoked on that quarterdeck. I ain't never seen a quarterdeck steam, like the windows was steaming. But later on that week, Justin, I'm sure he not gonna be mad at me for telling him this, but Justin, we was at the firing line, and every time you get off the fire line, you supposed to show clear, pretty much condition 4, show clear. Pull the magazine out, rack the M16 back, make sure you don't have no round in the chamber, and whatever round, if it pops out, put that round back in your magazine, but make sure that your weapon on safe, ejection port cover closed, all of that, right? Still in me, right? But yeah, he walked off the line with a loaded rifle, and nobody cleared him. So when I look back at it, that was the coach's fault. You know what I'm saying? But he ended up getting kicked out of our platoon for that. And so now I'm in boot camp by myself, finishing up boot camp for the last month and a half. I graduate. Proud. Staff Sergeant Shell, Staff Sergeant Laura, Staff Sergeant McNeil. Those are my drill instructors. Senior drill instructor McNeil, Staff Sergeant McNeil, Staff Sergeant Laura, Staff Sergeant Shells. Crazy. I ended up running into him in Iraq in 2005. So now, boom, we get to the graduation. Who's there? Mom and Dad. Now, me and my dad didn't have a great relationship my senior year because we had to throw hands. And the reason we had to throw hands is because as a child, there was a lot of domestic abuse from my mom and my dad against each other. So I was at a boiling point, high school, of course, you feeling yourself. But at the same time, I was just tired of him, hitting my mom and doing whatever you want to do. And we fought. I ended up getting my car taken away because he had got me my car my senior year. Got my Letterman check taken away because he bought that too. And we ain't talk. He ain't even come to my graduation. So me being a bigger person in boot camp, I wrote him. I wrote my dad just to let him know, like, hey, you know what I mean? your baby boy doing his thing. And I know we had our differences, but I'm trying to push past that. So me and my dad became like best friends since graduation, because he wrote back. And my mom, mind you, my mom is this Marine mom now. She got all the stickers. She got all the everything. If you seen her car, she used to drive a Grand Prix, a gold Grand Prix, and she had Marine mom on every something. Marine this. My son's a United States Marine. Marine. And I'm looking like, yo, you wasn't like that before I left. You know what I mean? So, now it's back to I'm back home. My mom had moved my grandfather in when I was gone. So like my bed ain't even my bed no more. So I can't even sleep in my own bed. My brother room I don't even think the bed was in. No, it wasn't in there because he had took his bed when he moved downtown. So I'm at home. I'm enjoying life. I'm just happy, man. I'm seeing my cousins, me, Book, Ro, Quez, K Ken. We all, the boys, like we all like hanging out. I think we went to like a Pistons game. I'm just happy to be home. Then, you go to MCT, which is Marine Combat Training, for 30 days after that in North Carolina. Then my MOS was 3531 motor transport operator. So I went to Fort Lost in the Woods, Fort Leonard Wood, Missouri. Right after I graduated MCT. And from there, I got stationed in California with my best friend Kadeem. Mind you, me and Kadeem met at boot camp. He was in lead series, I was in follow series. And we've been tight since then. So we get to California, but then that's when we split. He goes to 33 area, Camp Margarita. I go to 21 area, Camp Delmar. Camp Delmar is the beach. Once you come through the front gate. So I'm loving it. I'm at third tracks. Yes. I'm enjoying life. I'm on my own. I'm 18. I got a T-top Cutlass on 20s. It's 2004. I'm loving life. I'm living life. I'm learning how to be an adult. I mean, we cleaning every Thursday. Field day was always Thursdays, but I'm doing my thing. I'm having fun. 2005 come. Well, October 2004, we got the call that, hey, first truck company is getting ready to go to Iraq, and they need a few more Marines from different Motor T units. So I'm like, bet, I'll go. Me and Joseph, Corporal Joseph. Shout out to Joseph. If you still alive, man, I don't know. I know you from Bakersfield, California. I'm pretty sure you are. And I know you're a cop now, too. Shout out to you. Me and Corporal Joseph go, and we attached to truck company. Guess who had truck company? Kadeem. So, best friend, my brother, we back at it again. So we at it, man. We training. We getting ready to go to Iraq. Boom. Now I know I'm good, but mind you, the few that helped me go to the Marine Corps was September 11th, 2001. I was in my global issues class, which is like it's a social studies class for 11th graders. And I thought my teacher, Miss Diabru, was watching a movie. And I walked in, I'm like, Miss Diabru, what's Miss D? That's how I used to call her. Miss D, what movie is this? She like, baby, this ain't no movie. I said, what you mean? She like, this is going on right now in New York. Like somebody hijacked a plane and ran it into the Twin Towers. So being that my grandparents are veterans, I got a bunch of family members, cousins, uncles that was in any other service, the branches. of the service. But I think I was the first Marine, if I'm not mistaken. But all the other ones, they were in. And I took that to heart, even though I still wanted to go to Norfolk State, even though I still wanted to, pursue baseball, because baseball is my heart. I love football too. But when my grandma passed, my grandma, on my dad's side, I just lost the love for it, because it used to like make me feel so much great and good inside that she would come to a game and she would root me on, because we all played Police Athletic League in Detroit, Eastside Raiders, when we were growing up. And I played for Osborne JV. Then after that, I stopped. But baseball stayed with me. I stayed with baseball, was on the swim team, all of that. So yeah, that drove me to become a Marine as well. That was always on the back of my mind, because I didn't like how that happened. So then we get to Iraq. Man, flying there, amazing. Let me tell you, we was on like a 777, 777, wasn't a 747, it was a 777. This joint got 2 floors. It got 4 seats on the right. I think it was like 8 in the middle, 4 on the left. Bunch of TVs. We can watch movies and stuff. Like, it was crazy. So, we stopped in Ireland. I'm like, wow, like, this is crazy. We get to Kuwait, and we had to fly C-130s to Iraq. We in Iraq. We in the plane, the C-130, and we doing combat roles. And I'm like, why we upside down and coming back around? They're like, they shooting at us. And I'm like, who's shooting at us? It still ain't hitting me. We land safely, and we go to our unit. We hop in the trucks. We rip to our location, which was Ramadi. We get to Ramadi. We're with the truck company we was with. Was that 1-5? We was 5th Marines. Yeah, we was with 5th Marines. 1-5, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm for sure it was 1-5. That's who we was with, 5th Marines. Because the second time I deployed was 1st Marines. So, yeah, we were 5th Marines, man, the grunts. So, we in the thick of things. We get there, we just hearing like a bunch of explosions, and I'm not understanding where it's coming from. Come to find out, it was a berm, looked like a dirt hill, and Army artillery was on the other side shooting into the city because they were dropping mortars in our camp. And next thing you know, I see a big old mushroom cloud. Like, what is that? I felt the ground trembling. And I just hear a loud explosion. Boom! I'm like, oh! They got me. No, they didn't get me. But it was a IED blew up. Maybe I would say 500 meters outside our camp gates. And it's still, mind you, no, it was about a couple miles away. And it shook the ground. And then everybody looked at each other, and one of the Marines that we were replacing, he was like, "Welcome to Iraq." I'm like, "Oh, cool." So yeah, we in the thick of it. We in the thick of it. When I tell you, Ramadi, me coming from Detroit, I thought I seen it all. Ramadi was crazy. I can't count on my hands, my toes, Kadim's hands and toes, and a bunch of other Marines' hands and toes of how many Marines we lost in total. I've seen COs, commanding officers, get blown up. I've seen fellow Marines, Lance Corporals, that were, infantrymen. We had a basketball court on. I was on Hurricane Point. Kadeem, I believe, was with Bravo. I was with Alpha Company. Kadeem was with Bravo, and we had some people from Charlie, and that was Charlie Company. I think CO and Company First Sergeant got blown up coming out their gate, and we stayed across the street from Hurricane Point. I mean, from Snake Pit. That was the name of Charlie. Charlie was at Snake Pit. We was at Hurricane Point. Bravo was still on base on Camp Ramadi. Then we had combat outposts all throughout the city. But the thing that I loved about it, not love, but it made us feel like home because all the streets on the map was named after college teams or states. So of course you had Wolverine, you had Michigan. Michigan was the main street that came straight into Hurricane Point, and that Snake Pit was on the side of too. But you had Buckeye, you had Badger, you had Hawkeye. You had all these streets was named after Big Ten schools, SEC schools, and it made us feel comfortable with learning the areas. But what I'm saying is every day we were in combat when I was with Alpha Company. I can recall an ambush. It was a simple, hey, we're going to go down Michigan. We're going to go to the souk. The souk was like the marketplace that all the Arabic people lived, the Iraqis lived. And they sold fruit, vegetables, goats, chickens, anything you could think of. It was like, for instance, like I'm out here in Maryland, but I'm right by DC, like Eastern Market or you know what I mean? Like, it was like that. So it was, hey, we're going to drive in, we're going to offload the Marines. Kennedy, which is me, I believe Ross was with us. We had 4 7-tons. And the goal was we drive in, we come up, we do a U-turn on Michigan, and there was like 2 Hummers in front of us and 2 Hummers behind us, but it was 4 7-tons. So they were like, hey, we're going to pull into the souk and we're going to back out. Now, mind you, the 7-tons couldn't fit in the souk and the streets because they were so tight. And they had like, I guess like I don't know what it was, like rugs or something. Like they had like these sheets hanging over and wires were so low. We used to have to put like these poles, these PVC pipes on our 7-tons so it won't get connected to our trucks, right? And we would let the wires go over so it won't like get stuck on our trucks. And then now we done knocked out their power. And now we got to pay for that. You know what I mean? So the first 2 trucks pulled in, which was me and I want to say it was Ross, but I know it was me and another one of my homies from Motor T. We pulled in, and the other 2 trucks, 7-tons, pulled in. So now it's 4 7-tons in the tight like marketplace street, and they were like, "Yo, all right, the first 2 go ahead and back out." So the first 7-ton, the 4th 7-ton in the rear, backed out back onto Michigan. They already had rear security from that angle, from that way, because it was 2 Hummers back there with Mark 19s and 2 40s on them. So matter of fact, it was Ross and me. So we backed out. We were the 3rd and 4th 7-ton. We backed out, and the other 2 7-tons were still in the street, like in the road, but they were inside. They were covered. So we back out. All I hear is like, it sound like, I don't know if you remember like them poppers from fireworks where you throw it on the ground, the little white things, and it'd be like, pap, 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 pap. That's what it was sounding like. And I'm like, yo, what the hell? Now all I hear on the comms is, yo, we get ambushed. And we like, yo, where? Where? I don't see, where? And all I hear is pap, 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 pap. So I see my Corporal Hall. Shout out to Corporal Hall. He was a gunner in a Hummer. and he was right in front of me when we backed out. So he's shooting. I see him shooting different areas that we get ambushed from all over. We in the it's buildings. There are all the insurgents in the buildings. So I see one. I grabbed my M16 and I start aiming. I had loaded my rifle with a bunch of tracers so I can show them, hey, I got guys right here. So I told Corporal Hart, hey, turn your turret this way, follow my tracers. So next thing you know, I'm shooting at the insurgent. He's shooting a Mark 19, blowing the whole holes into the building, right? While all of this is going on, I had a gunner too in my car, in my truck. And I look back, I see an insurgent trying to creep up. And pretty much if we would have let him, he would have crept up to the truck, opened the door, and shot both of us. But I'm like, yo. I'm hitting his leg yo, behind us right here. And he turns around, he turns the turret around. He gets to shoot his saw. He had a saw. And it jams. He yo. He grabbed his pistol. It falls. And now he's on a stand. I'm in my truck. He's in this stand right here. His feet is right here. I see the 9mm drop down. I grab the 9mm, throw it back up to him. He puts about 5 to 7 rounds into the guy. He's down. We're all going through it, and while we still in the midst of it, you know what I mean, we still understanding the comms. So they're hey, push those 2 trucks back to the government center. So we pushed back to the government center. The other 2 guys got out. That's just one story. Nobody got hurt that time, but every day, it was chaos. Marines work well in chaos. When it's quiet, something's about to happen. So when you got kids, it's the same thing. When it's quiet, them kids doing something. Hey, what y'all doing over there? You know what I'm saying? That's how it is with us. It was quiet. It was super quiet. And what I remember when I got back to the government center, I was so hyped. I'm yeah, we got them, da-da-da-da-da. Not knowing, days later, we lose some more Marines. And it became a constant thing, seeing Marines and insurgents, brains over the back seat, from them trying to run their car into our building, which one car drove into our combat outpost, set off a vehicle-borne IED, which is a improvised explosive device. So it was a vehicle-borne improvised explosive device. The tanker too. So me, to this day, I still have anxiety when I drive next to tank fuel trucks, because that's what it was. It was a tanker. To this day, I'm saying all of that to say this. I had a lot of trauma that first deployment, and I didn't know it until I came back. I was very angry. I was very anxious, but the whole time there, I was just happy that I still had the dean with me and the rest of the homies from truck company with us. But one of them had to go back because he did get hit with an IED. And one instance with me, I was riding with a sergeant, and our goal is when we driving, always stay on the concrete roads. If you go on a dirt road, stay behind the same tracks as the vehicle in front of you. And I remember my sergeant telling me to swerve, follow that vehicle in front of you. I'm like, yo, Sergeant, you sure? We on a dirt road, because we had to go through a back way. We was doing the mission. And he was like, yeah, just follow him. And I literally swerved left, swerved right, but I didn't swerve all the way right like the vehicle in front of me did. And I just swerved just a little bit and literally just corrected myself and followed the vehicle in front of me. And once I followed the vehicle in front of me, I heard a loud explosion. Boom! My ear ringing. And I like just froze and stopped. Like the vehicle just rolling. I'm thinking I got hit. Everybody's on the comm like, yo, I'm hit. And I'm like, Sergeant ain't hit. Our gunner, he's saying he got hit. But the vehicle behind us got hit because he went too far left. Too far right. So yeah, mind you, this whole time, I am checking back home, checking on family. This one we had calling cards. We didn't have the satellite phones or nothing like that. So my dad was the power of attorney of my car. My mom was the power of attorney of my finances, everything. And me not knowing because Navy Fed was just starting online banking. USAA was just starting, like online banking was just starting in 2005. I gave my mom my whole wallet. And the reason why I made her my power of attorney is because, for one, both of my parents got degrees in business. But my mom had just got her master's degree, an MBA in business administration. So I'm like, all right, cool. To keep them from arguing or bickering about whatever, I'm going to give both of y'all some kind of special attorney, right? So I gave my dad special power of attorney. I gave my mom power of attorney of general, everything, pretty much. So I'm like, hey, Mom, like, how I'm doing? Like, how the money looking? She like, don't worry about none of that. Like, just focus on yourself and focus on getting back here. So I'm like, all right, cool. How's everything? You know what I mean? Like, you need anything? Da-da-da-da. She's like, nope, I'm straight. Cool. Pops, how the whip? Whip good. You good. You're going to be straight. I put it in storage not knowing I could have just put it into the Marine Corps storage and I wouldn't have had to pay. But my pops was paying every month on my car in storage for 7 months. Now, mind you, we had dispersion over there. So anything that I need to grab cash or something, I can grab from dispersion. And when we was over there, we was getting paid pretty good, especially for PFCs and Lance Corporals. We was getting paid good. And if you was married, you was really getting paid, but I wasn't. So, deployment ended. I'm ready to come back home. I'm hyped. They do parades when you come back home. So, they got the motorcycles, like a bunch of Harleys guiding us back on the buses when we came when we flew back in. We stopped at Germany first, then on our way to back to the States, we get to Cali and boom, the Harleys driving us the whole way in on the buses or whatever. We hype, I'm hype. I'm like, yo, be a Kadeem. I'm thinking like, yo, I already know what I'm about to do to the whip. I'm about to throw some doughs on it. I'm about to throw foes on it. You know what I'm saying? But I get to the parade. I'm trying to look for my family. All I see is my dad and my sister. I'm like, Pops, where my mom at? They're like, man, I don't know. She been tripping lately. I'm like, that's strange. But anyway, hey, let's have fun. I'm back. You know what I mean? My little sister, I think she was like, Kaylin was like, if I was 19, Kaylin was 14. So she was in high school. So I wanted to, take her to the mall, get her some clothes, you know what I'm saying? Get her nice, get her set up. I wanted to pull out like 1,000. So I went to Navy Federal and I said, yo, let me get 1,000 out. The teller looked at me like, boy, please. I said, look, I just got back from Iraq, man. I'm talking my Detroit look, popping my, what. Like, yo, let me get 1,000 out. Stop playing. Here go my access number. I don't got my ID. I don't got my cards. Like, my mom got my cards. I don't got nothing. Can I get a new card? She's like, yeah, we can get you a new card. But she was like, sir, she like, are you Antoine Kennedy? I said, yes. She's like, do you stay at 14063 Collingham, Detroit, Michigan, 48205? I said, yes. She said, that is your home of residence, right? I said, home of record. I said, yes. She said, sir, you have $100 and something in this account, $200 and something in this account, a total of $424 something. I'm like, yo, you tripping. I know I got some racks up in there, man. What are you talking about? Mind you, my dad and my sister in the car, so they don't even know what's going on. So she was like, hold on, sir. She's just scrolling. She said, sir, I do see a lot of withdrawals. Like, were you withdrawing? I said, ma'am, I don't have my car. How am I going to withdraw anything? She said, well, no, the withdrawals are in Detroit. I see a lot of withdrawals from your account every day, multiple times a day. And that's when it hit me. So I go back to the car, and everything I can think of from those 7 months of deployment, getting shot at, vehicle blowing up. And not to mention, I tipped over a truck from sleep deprivation of driving for over 24 hours straight. I'm thinking about all these things. I'm crying in the car. My dad like, yo, Twan, what's up? Like, what's going on? And I'm like, yo, she spent my fucking money. And he was like, what? Like, well, yo, what? I'm cussing, man. Yo, little sister in the back. I said, no, fuck that. Start calling her. I said, yo, you spent my fucking money? She said, watch who you talking to. I'm your mama. I said, I don't give a fuck who you are. I'm about to treat you like a nigga on the street because you just treated me like a nigga on the street. I don't, like, you spend my money. Like, I've been through a lot of shit. Like, I don't have nothing. I have nothing in my account. And that $400 that I had to take out, that was to get my car out the storage because my dad didn't pay the final month's rent. So that $400 was gone. So now I'm down to $0. And I had nothing. Zero. I'm going off on my mom. Crying, going off on her. Everything I got, gone. I just got a Cutlass. T-top Cutlass. No gas. No clothes. No shoes. No food. Good thing that when you are in the military, you get free food if you're not married with your meal card. So chow hall always, you can always eat. But the whole time in my mind, I'm like, yo, how could she do this? So I called my grandma because if she spent my money, I was like, I put two and two together. I said, she was like, I do see a lot of transactions, the lady, the teller. She said, I do see a lot of transactions. And some of them are at the casino, MGM Casino. So I called my grandma. I said, Grandma, I said, you know my mom spent my money? She goes, like, what? I said, yeah, y'all was going to casino a lot? She said, yeah. I said, yeah, she was using my money for y'all to go to casino. And I said, Grandma, how you let your daughter do this to your grandson? She said, baby, that ain't got nothing to do between me and you. That's between you and her. And when my grandma said that, I piped down from trying to pop off on my grandma. But she was right. It had nothing to do with my grandma, me and my mom. So now, when you come home from the Marine Corps, you get at least 30 days of R&R, meaning just pretty much free vacation to go anywhere and decompress from what you dealt with. Um, and they also had me signed up for PTSD classes, trauma classes, different classes. They had it. The Marine Corps, all the branches I believe do it. I know for sure Marine Corps does it. So I had all these classes signed up for me when I got back off my 30-day vacation. But my 30-day vacation, guess where I'm at? I'm back home at my mama house with no place to sleep because my grandfather lives in my room now. There's no bed in my brother's room. And I just got a couch with no money. So now I'm back home with my homies. And they're like, yo, how was Iraq? How was this? You shoot anybody? You know, the typical civilian homie questions. You kill somebody? You know, and all of this, they're asking me this. I'm still traumatized. Like, I'm still going through it. So yeah, I'm there. No money. I would go back home for those 30 days. I remember going to my Uncle Keith's house. It's a picture. And I wasn't happy. And I know, Auntie Paula, I know you didn't mean no harm by it, but everybody knew because my dad told my side of the family what happened. My brother was crushed. He stopped talking to her for a while. The messed up part is it's like I had to drive her car the whole 30 days I was home. And I used to have to pick her up from work and take her to work because she gave me her car to do whatever I needed to do, but what I was going to do with no money. So I leave, fly back to Cali. I go to the classes. One of the classes I walked out of because it was like one of those classes where they be like, I want you to look out the window and see wherever the first thing you see, I want you to visualize that, close your eyes and visualize that and take it to a safe space with you and da-da-da-da-da. Guess what's outside the window at this class? A big blue trash can. So now I'm heated. I walk out the class. I want to kill everything. I struggled with PTSD for a long time. Then I met Benita. We was in the Marines together. Basketball was my outlet on base. Of course, we play other sports, but I knew for sure at lunch I can play ball. After work, 5 o'clock, we gonna get some bump. Any area, it didn't matter. I was at 21 area, we gonna get some bump. Main side, any area, Los Pogus, any area I knew I can go to and get bumped. So I stayed in Del Mar and I played ball. Me and Benita hanging out, we cooling, we chilling. We became friends, like, and she could play ball. She played for the Marine Corps women's basketball team, the team for the women. She was nice. She can shoot, but I used to like cook her to the hole. I was a point guard. I didn't really have a jump shot, but I'd take it to the hole every day, easy on you, and I was fast. But yeah, we hanging out. 2005 ends. Still ain't got no money. I'm just basically living paycheck to paycheck. 1st and 15th in the military. 7 months later, after I left home, I get a letter from my mom with a $4,000 check on it, in it, with a letter. The $4,000 I pretty much paid off my car with. my old school was only like, I think it was like 4,600, and I already had paid some of it down every time I got paid on first and 15th. I read the letter. In the letter, she pretty much said there was no apology. It was just like, hey, how you doing? Da 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 da. And it's I hope you see the check that I put in here for $4,000 or whatever. But the reason why I spent your money, because I didn't think you was gonna make it back. Anger, boiling. I want to kill everything. I want to kill everything. I couldn't believe she said that. My own flesh and blood wrote me off. I called my dad, told him what she said. Called my brother, told him what she said. Everybody crushed. Since that day, May 2006, stopped speaking to my mom. Wrote her off. Said, hey, she wrote me off. She thought I was gonna be dead. But the thing is she spent $13,000 for my money. Probably like 10. I spent 3 for sure over there. But I made like 15. It was something like, I know I made 15 over there, tax-free. But she spent all that money. And my thing is, if she would have spent the money on like fixing up the house, doing something around the house to where I know I got somewhere to come back to, I know, or put my name on the house to where I can have the house when, anything happened, I'd have been fine. I'd have been upset, but the wound would have been a little bit less than what she said, because that's something that I couldn't give back. I was always told to keep negative people out your life, no matter who they are. So that's what I did, because that was a negative virus that I felt like would have put me in a different position I am now. And I wouldn't be here today, because I know I'd be locked up for what I would have done. 2015 came. Mind you, I'm 11 years in the Marine Corps. I did recruiting duty. I didn't have the time. I got stationed back to 1st TSB. I'm thinking I'm a shoe-in to get promoted. I get to TSB. They didn't even know I was supposed to be there, and they was like, "Dang, that's another sergeant." I think it was like 10 sergeants there, and I was the senior sergeant. Only sergeant had been deployed twice. I had status, but I didn't care about that, because I always cared about the Marines and the well-being of the Marines. But I thought I was a shoe-in getting promoted. Before I left recruiting duty, our sergeant major got relieved, and he cared so much about the Marines, so much, man, and he made sure that we was prepared to go back to the fleet, because recruiting duty is it's like the Wild Wild West. You do different things. The orders ain't really orders out there. You know what I mean? So Sergeant Major Pardon got relieved. To this day, I still don't know why they did that. One of the best sergeant majors I ever met in my life. But this mass sergeant had I never seen someone in the same uniform as you hate another Marine like I seen. And when Sergeant Major got relieved, everybody's like photos and everything. It didn't matter. Like, they didn't care. All he cared about was recruiting because he was the RI for the station. I pretty much do my last farewell before I leave. He got mad at me because I didn't thank him. I'm like, man, well, I'm gonna thank you. You put me through hell for these 3 years. You know what I'm saying? On recruiting duty in Jersey. Like, I'm not thanking nobody that put me through hell. Like, I just can't do it. I get to TSB, nobody knew I was coming. You know, the board was convening, and I'm asking questions like, hey, anybody know anything? The company gunny didn't know nothing, the staff sergeant, other staff sergeant didn't know nothing. I'm just lost in the sauce with it. And I'm asking all these people, and I didn't get selected because I was in a below zone. So it was time for me to re-enlist. In 2015, I put in my re-enlistment package. My re-enlistment package got denied. I'm like, what's going on? They're like, well, you got a P. I'm like, how I get a P? I was in a below zone. They was like, oh, the zone shifted during the board. And I was like, how? Like, where's the MAR admin? Where's anything that said that it shifted? I don't know nothing about it. And how did I still get a P? I had a successful tour on recruiting duty. And I was a sergeant for 8 years. And they had the stipulation that by the 10-year mark, you had to be gone. If you didn't pick up staff sergeant, you got to be gone. I was already at 11 years because I had extended to do recruiting. And yeah, it crushed me. So now I'm back to that dark place, that dark hole. Just want to kill everything. My mom reached out then. I just spoke to her. That was it. But I didn't speak to her like on a daily basis or nothing like that. It was just, she was just checking on me. Everybody was calling in, you know. Shout out to Coco. Shout out to Lamson. Shout out to Tina Turnup, because they were the ones there, my Marine sisters that was like with me the whole step of the way. Like, I didn't even go back to work. I was crushed because my whole life was the Marine Corps. I didn't have a plan B. I didn't have a plan C. I'm married. I got 2 kids now. You know what I mean? Tootie was just born in December 2014. So now I got to figure out how to be a husband and go back. So yeah, 2015 happened. I got forced out the Marine Corps. They gave me $40,000 SEP, not knowing that I couldn't get my GI, my disability until that $40,000 ran out. I would have known that, I probably would have never took it. But they gave me 80% disability out the gate, which I should have been 100. I felt, I mean, all the shit I've been through. I drive down to Dallas to surprise Quez. He was graduating, the first boy out the boy side of the family to graduate college. So I popped up on him 2015, him and his wife, Brittany, and Mook, his mom, Dinka, Kathy, my brother, everybody showed up, popped up on him. Dennis, Tamika, Tanisha, everybody popped up on him, right? So we having a time. Dinka and Mook put me to the side and was like, hey, you still don't talk to your mom? Mind you, my whole family on both sides, the Kennedy and Jordans know each other very well. They grew up together. They lived across the street from each other on Maxwell, 5755 Maxwell. Across the street was my mom and them. That's how my dad met my mom, right? Everybody knows each other. So Dinka and Mook was like, hey, you still don't talk to your mom? I said, nah. What? I have no reason to. To me, she's dead to me. You wrote me off. I can't, if you mess up on certain things, okay, cool, you apologize, keep it moving. But you write me off and still don't apologize, I can't do that. I just can't. I can't even look your way. And that's how I used to be. I'd go in my grandma's house, she'd be there, I'd walk right past her. they asked me, they said, can you at least try for us? And the love that I have, again, I told you I'm off love. My family, I love all my family, right? So them my big cousins. So if they asking me, all right, cool, I'll give it a try. So I came home 2015. Me and my mom went out to eat at Famous Dave. Never forget. Famous Days, we having a good time, talking. I let it all go because it was my big cousins asking me to do something, so I'm not going to play with it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to play around and just act like I'm faking it. I'm actually having a conversation with her. I'm looking at her. I'm talking to her. We talking about whatever. Asking me about the girls, all of that. I'm FaceTiming the girls while she, she talking to them, all of that. Then she was like, let's go to the MGM. We go to the MGM. I'm walking around. She find her slots that she want, and boom, we sitting there. I'm trying to play the slots. I'm not winning nothing. I'm next to her, and I'm just watching her now, and boom, I'm having an episode. Because now I'm reliving everything. This is how you were spending my money. You're just hitting that button over and over and over and over again. And I'm having an episode, but I'm keeping it together. And she wins the money. I think it was like $100 and something. She give it to me, and I cash it, and we go about our day. We having a mother-son relationship again. I'm back in DC now. I'm being a house husband because I don't work. I'm out the Marine Corps. I'm just doing what I can. Benita was sick. I had to make sure that she was medically covered before anything, and I'm trying to get back into that life because, mind you, me and Benita wasn't even living together for those 3.5, 4 years while I was on recruiting duty. And we had 2 kids with that. So, I'm trying to learn each other again, but I'm still being a house husband and taking care of the kids, taking them to school, taking them to daycare, cooking, all of that, doing whatever I need to do, right? My mom retires. She retires. She sent me some money. She sent my brother some money. Apparently, she sent me more money than she sent my brother. And me and my brother talked, so I'm like, when she sent me this, and she was like, man, she only sent me that. And I'm like, I don't know what's up with that. And she was like, hey, this is some of money from my retirement. I'm trying to keep something I'm trying to keep them from looking into my accounts and seeing if I got a lot of money. I'm like, what are you trying to do though? Why you just don't keep it in your account? And she's like, no, this is for y'all. Here, take this. If you need to spend it, do whatever. Just try to put money back in when you can. So I'm like, all right, cool. So this is the time my mom started like going on cruises and vacations. So every time she asking for 400, 500, 600, send this, send this, send this, send this. So I'm sending it MoneyGram. Apple Pay and none of that stuff ain't even out for real yet. So I'm just sending it, going to the West Name, sending it. And I'm like, it got to the point where the money ran out. So she texted me and said, where's the rest of my fucking money at? I'm like, huh? And she was like, you better have my fucking money back in there by October or I'm going to sue you. I said, I'm reading the text message. I said, I know you fucking lying. I said, is this the same? I said, is this Sharon? This is the same woman that took all my money, spent it at a casino with my grandma, and then wrote me 7 months later and told me the reason why she spent the money because she ain't think I was going to make it out of Iraq. This, you texted me this and still ain't apologized? I said, yo, look, I got you one. I got you. Do me a solid. I said, don't you ever fucking call my phone, text my phone ever again in my life. And that was the last time I heard from her. So that's been like 10 plus years. It's 2025 now. I'm big on my peace. I can't let nothing get in between my peace. 2019, I got divorced. It ain't what I wanted to do. Benita said it wasn't nothing she wanted to do, but I knew why she was divorcing me. Because, in VA, after 10 years, if y'all still married, your spouse rates half of your pension. And I ain't want her money. But at the time, we were going back and forth. We went on the greatest terms because I had left. We separated. I left and moved out. And but that day was weird because after we got divorced, we went to lunch. And she was like, I ain't want to do this. But I couldn't be married to you in by July, and it had been 10 years. And I respect that. You know what I mean? My only thing is, like, I never wanted to be that person to say I made you go everywhere with me in the military and you didn't have a career. So I wanted to make sure that she had a career. And she do have a career. She still got a career. Now I'm just trying to help her, get her not her GI, get her disability stuff. But we're good. We co-parenting now. That's what it is. But my peace is everything. My kids is everything. I'm not letting nobody get in my way of my peace. At all. I can't. I just can't. I have my own place. I'm here. I'm chilling. I've lost friends. I've gained friends. But those friends that I've lost, like, I can't let you back in. I just can't. I can't. If my own flesh and blood do me how she done me, I can only imagine what you would do. So when you lose that friendship with me, it's severed. You can't get it back. So when it comes to my peace, I'm not allowing a family member. I'm not allowing a friend of the family. I'm not allowing my own siblings. I'm not allowing anybody get in the way of my peace. Now, I joined the church. I got baptized last year, October 22nd. Yeah, October 22nd. I needed to find a relationship. I needed to find my relationship with God because I was spiraling. I was spiraling, and I knew I was going. It wasn't going to be a crash out, but I was going to do some things to some people that played with my peace, and I knew that wasn't the case, and I knew that wasn't the route I was trying to go. And also, I just needed it, man. I just felt like everything was coming down on me. This entrepreneur stuff is very tough. Trying to make it out on your own, and everybody thinking you doing so great, and you got it, and you balling, and this, and this. And 9 times out of 10, man, it's a struggle. It's a struggle every time as an entrepreneur. I quit my government job to pursue my career, doing music. I found another love is podcasting, talking, and it helps me therapeutically to get my feelings out. And I feel like when I do this, I'm already I'm already good. I'm good. I'm happy. I'm straight. And I still got my therapist. I go talk to my therapist every Tuesday. My therapist definitely helped me um, get through a lot of this. But yeah, God, man, I had to talk to Big G one time and let him know, like, hey, I need you. I need you. Um, but now, um, apparently, my mom haven't been taking care of herself quite some time, and I don't know how she. I don't know. She ended up here in December. That's all I know. I know she was here since December, and I had an aunt call me and tell me that, hey, your mama had a heart attack and she's in DC. I said, okay. She's like, I was just telling you because, you her son. I'm like, okay. What you want me to do? She like, well, that's your mom. I was just letting you know. I don't know the situation between you and your mom, but I was just letting you know. Now, this is 2025. I don't think I got boo-boo on my forehead, but the fact that my aunt even said that, I felt like she was enabling a situation that I forgave my mom. I'm not even waiting on the apology no more. I just forgave her and I kept it moving. That don't mean I gotta be around you. You know what I mean? And that's what I did. I forgave her. I been forgave her. But you know what I'm saying? I just felt like my aunt saying that, it was uncalled for one. Two, I felt like she was enabling a old situation, gaslighting it, right? Trying to throw the fuel on it to start something up. And I think she was looking for a reaction, but I'm like, again, my peace is everything. You're not about to get a reaction out of me. So I'm asking you, what do you want me to do? And I asked her questions. I'm like, where's she at? I don't know. They said she about to medevac her. I said, where's she going? Where's she at? I don't know. I'm just letting you know. Okay, cool. Boom. Benita called. I called Benita. I said, hey, you know my mom here? She said, yeah, she been here since December. I said, oh, okay. Um, which she had a relationship. I never stopped her having a relationship with my mom and for the kids and everything. I'm not petty like that. But yeah, so she said she was supposed to come see the girls, but she was feeling sick, so she went to the hospital. She said she's gonna get checked out because she wasn't feeling well. So I'm like, oh, okay. I was like, well, my aunt just said she just had a heart attack. She said, what? She said she ain't had no heart attack, maybe pneumonia. She might have pneumonia, but she ain't had no heart attack. So I'm like, all right, I go one. My next day, matter of fact, that same day, I'm heading home. I could have just went home, but it was something on my heart that my God was telling me to, hey, just go check, see what's going on. I did that. I went. I ended up being a little bit too early. I told Benita, hey, I'm here. She's like, all right, I don't need to come. I just, you know what I mean? I'm about to go to sleep. So I said, cool. It's like 8, 9 o'clock. She I'm waiting on her to get their medevac from a helicopter. I'm asking the hospital, hey, is Sharon there? And they're like, no, she's not here yet. She like, waited 30 minutes. It shouldn't take no more than 30 minutes. Because mind you, it's only like 3 hospitals in DC and like 2 close by in the Maryland area, PG County, Bowie, not Bowie, but Largo, and I think Doctors is the only close one that can get there. She said they'll get here within 25 minutes. Cool. Go back up 30 minutes. Nope, she still ain't here. What's the patient name? Told her the patient name. Wait an hour. Go back up. I said, look, man. She's in 2NE, room 9. She's in ICU. The lady at the desk said, oh. She started moving around, calling people, da-da-da-da-da. She said, okay, I finally got it. She's at 4NE. Here go your badge. Get your badge. So I take a picture, get a badge. Go through this door, go all the way down, and go up to 4NE. I get up to 4NE. I say, yeah, I'm here to see Sharon. They like, who? I'm like, Sharon Jordan. They like, we don't have nobody on this floor for that name. I'm like, yo, y'all just sent me up here from emergency. What are you talking about? They looked at my name. I had a little sticker. It had my name, 4NE, where I was supposed to go, all of that. So I'm like, yeah, she's not in the system. Or that she's not up here. We don't have no patient up here for that name. So I said, okay, can you look in your computer and tell me where she's at? Because she's here, somewhere in here, this big hospital. So they was like, yeah, you got to go back down to the emergency room to do that. I said, you know what? Okay. Go back down to the emergency room. I'm waiting in line. The lady doing whatever, gossiping, talking to whoever in the back. And there's 2 other people in front of me. Mind you, I've been there for three hours. I said, you know what? I'm going to just go home. I went home. Part of me wanted to cuss the lady out for playing with me. But I said, you know what? That's bro. Because the old Antoine would have went up there. The old Antoine would have said the hell with her. The old Antoine would have been like, I would have probably hung up on my aunt. But I didn't. I still speak to 2 of my aunts on that side. So yeah, I tell Benita what happened. Benita's still in communication. She's keeping me updated. So I call the next day because Benita was like, hey, can you call? Because something ain't sounding right. So I call. They say she needs to be put on dialysis because she can't produce her own urine. So I said, okay, what's the procedures to that? They were like, well, we normally go through the neck, we can go through the arm, we can go to the thigh, we can go different places to help to put the needle in for dialysis. So I said, okay, cool. What's the likelihood of it being long term? What's the likelihood of being in short term? Like, is she gonna stay on it, or what's going on? The doctor said, well, it just all depends on her kidneys. And I was like, okay, cool. I'll call back tomorrow. So almost every day I call, checking the status. Again, bro. But I'm not doing it for nobody else. I'm just doing it for me. It ain't for nobody else. I don't need the spectacle. You know what I'm saying? So, mind you, she goes and tell everybody back home I'm coming up there to see her, and she's bringing me a charger. Didn't know nothing about no charger. Didn't tell nobody I was bringing her a charger. Benita was supposed to bring her a charger. So I guess she put it in her head that I was going to get the charger for her. Nah. So, again, I've checked on her. But then I get another call from another aunt. And she's talking to me very aggressive. She said, are you all right? I said, I'm fine. Are you sure? Yes. Well, that's your mom and this and this. And, if you're a man of God, you supposed to, you should be carrying yourself a different way. Hold up. Don't do that. So now I'm getting irritated. And it's one of my closest aunts too. I'm super irritated because it's like, where is this coming from? You know my situation. You know where I stand, and nothing's gonna change. But in her eyes, she just thought she had to lay. when it comes to death, man, people start acting very weird. Very weird. Prime example, when Quez passed away, people started acting very weird. But yeah, she was trying to. She's like, that's your mom, and I care about her. She did a lot for me growing up. Da 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 da. I said, Auntie, that's okay. That's your relationship with her. My relationship ain't the same, and you can't make me feel some way for you. Like, I'm my own person. I'm about to be 40 years old. I'm straight. I'm good. I don't need this lecture or this. She was like, well, I'm just trying to. I said, Auntie, I'm good. She just kept going, kept going, kept going. Finally get off the phone. Now I'm hot. I'm fuming. And she was calling me while I was playing the game with the homies. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I'm on Call of Duty. I can't even concentrate. Can't communicate with the homies. They mad at me. I'm trying to communicate to them saying this dude in the pods. And then I got my aunt in my ear talking nonsense. Then I had to explain it to my boys. Now, one thing I will say, D, Paul, Chris, Powell, they know. They know what's up, man. We talk every day. They know what's up. And I appreciate them for understanding it. But yeah, man, I wasn't looking forward to that because, again, I'm me. Y'all handle death differently. I don't. Only time I handle death a different way is when somebody wasn't supposed to leave this earth on some mishaps that happened in training to become a cop. My cousin Quiz, you know what I'm saying? And I literally was just talking to him. I just seen him because I visited him before I had went to the boys trip in Houston. I was in Dallas. So with that, I handle death differently. I've seen people die right in front of me. I've seen a Marine, like I was saying earlier, he would watch us play basketball on Hurricane Point, but he never played. He had these bifocals. We call them BCs, birth control glasses. But this dude was a mean. He was an infantry. He was a gunner. You know what I'm saying? A machine gunner. I seen half his body down the street because the ID blew up this big hole the size of my whole room. That's how big that hole was. Because I was QRF and I had to go out there and secure the area and look at that hole, and the parts of the Hummer is not even there. They down the street in other people's yards. And the top half of his body is down the street. So I handle death differently. Yeah. I handle death differently. And not saying that my mom is gonna die. But if she does, like, I handle it different. That's between me and the man upstairs. I handle it differently. Poise. I believe I have a lot of that. So I handle things way differently than everybody else. You can't make me feel the way you want me to feel, people. Just want to let y'all know that. How I handle things is how I handle things. How you handle things is how you handle things. I don't want no sympathy. I don't want no empathy. I don't want it. I don't want it. If it's genuine, I know it's genuine. But I don't need the extra excessive comments or anything that's going on right now. I just don't. Because again, my peace is everything. I'm very calm. please don't rattle the snake, don't rattle the bear. Please don't do it. Because you're not gonna like the outcome. That switch hasn't been on in a long time, and I don't want to turn it on. I'm a changed man. But don't get it twisted. But yeah, so I felt like this pod I want to share a little bit more in depth of like what I've been dealing with in the last 20 years of my life. Because it was 20 years ago this happened. And I've went through multiple therapists. My therapist now is great. She understands. She's always looking out for me. She's helping me. I had to go through therapists because some of them was just putting a check in the box. But my therapist now is great. She's sometimes all over the place when it comes to like scheduling, and we miss each other sometimes. Because I ain't gonna lie, I fell asleep a couple times during our session, or I was supposed to have a session, and I just fell asleep and I woke up late. But I'm not gonna put it all on her. But she's great. And I appreciate her for even like looking, finding other ways for me to get my anger out or get and I didn't have no anger about my mom's situation thing until my aunts decided to dive theirself into the situation and try to steer the situation where it don't need to be steered. So yeah, again, thank y'all, man. Thank y'all. I just want to give y'all an in-depth of me. This is me. This is Tweez. This is this Tez. Some people know me as Tez, but this me, as Antoine. I'm going to give it to you raw. I'm going to give it to you uncut. I'm always going to speak the facts. And there's no lie in that story at all. But again, I appreciate y'all for rocking with me. It's January 13th. So I'm gonna have this out today. I'm about to put it out today as soon as I get done so I can edit and do all of the stuff. But I appreciate y'all. Make sure y'all like, subscribe, comment, share. Share it to anybody that's in your family or somebody that you know might have dealt with something like this. It don't have to be a mom. It could be a father, whoever. But share this story. I just want to speak on it. And I'm trying to pull back a lot of my cursive spirit, like Pastor Jenkins say, the cussing. He's a cussing spirit. You got a cussing spirit. I'm trying to pull back on that a lot. Yeah, I appreciate y'all though, for real, because this was working this morning. I was just like, yo, man, I gotta say something. I gotta get it out. Even though I put it in my journal every day, I've been having an issue how I'm feeling. I put it in my journal. I read my daily bread. Like I've definitely done it. And before we get out of here though, I want to give y'all a gym because I always do gym class, right? I always do gym class. So here go one. Be careful what you say out your mouth, because your mouth is like a weapon, and what you spit out are the rounds. And when you spit those rounds out at a person, what you're saying, you can't get those back. So if it's anything that's a negative connotation or anything negative, evil, spiteful, whatever, you say anything bad, you can't get that back. You write that out and you send it, you can't get that back. That's still ammunition that you using to sin. So be careful what you say to people, because we forgive, but we never forget. And like that, this is Relationships Worth More Than Money podcast. I am Tweezy. Yeah, it's been one. Real. Thank y'all though. I had to get it out. I had to get it out, man. I had to get it out. And I hope y'all respect this, understand it. Again, like, comment, share, subscribe, purchase the merch. Oh, how you like me? Yeah, big K dot mustard. Yeah, like that. I'm gone.